Have you ever stopped to think just exactly why privacy is so important? Like why it is a super right, if you will, in this country? The reason why privacy is so crucial is privacy is the glue or the foundation upon which the majority of our other rights are based upon. Take, for example, your right to free speech. Now, you could say you have the right to free speech, but if you don't have, privacy to practice your free speech, to say what you want, free of judgment, free of prosecution from the government, or free of having what you say or do looked at in some kind of criminal nature, by the government, then you're not going to practice your right to free speech. In fact, it'll stifle and restrict free speech greatly without the right to freedom. Or how about your freedom of religion? Now, if you don't feel that you would be free to go pray and worship, free from prying eyes or free from prosecution, then you're gonna restrict how you practice and worship, and now you're messing with God. So in a way, privacy is next to godliness when you really stop and think about it. I mean, privacy is so fundamental to this country and to the basic glue and fabric of society, and it's just astronomical. I mean, it's unfathomable. And this is why it is so dangerous and so, insurmountably horrible what is currently taking place and transpiring in this country. It is unacceptable at the deepest, darkest roots of our soul as a country and as human beings that enjoy and believe ourselves to be free. Without privacy, we're not free. And let's talk about, free, so all this, the NSA and all these companies, they're spying on us, and they need the right to, track this and look at that and read this and know this about us. And remember, that's supposedly all being done in the name of protecting our freedoms. I'll say that again. They're taking away our freedoms and liberties in order to protect them. Now, if that is not the most asinine, retarded, just ass-backwards argument that you have ever heard in your life, well, then maybe you need to get your head checked. And, maybe you don't deserve to be free because you may be too stupid to survive in a normal functioning society. But personally, me, it's like this. I have $10. Somebody's going to take my $10 and say, "Oh, well, I'm going to take this $10 from you so you don't lose it. But I'm never getting it back to you ever." How does that? I just lost my $10. I don't understand. No, we're holding it for you. We're going to keep you safe. We're going to keep it safe. No. So, and it's like that. I mean, and it's that simple when it comes down to our right to privacy, freedoms, and the right to tell the government and data brokers and everybody else, stop tracking me, don't follow me, don't monitor me, I'm not a lab rat, and this is what we're trying to hit home. And this is what people need to understand in this country, that we are literally, Al-Qaeda has won the war. They hated us for our freedoms, for our way of life. Well, guess what? They took it from us. They have stripped the American people of our freedoms and the way we once were, who we once were. They have gutted the soul of this country. The terrorists have won. As long as the Patriot Act stands as lawful in this country, the terrorists have won. Think about that. It was never. They knew there's no way they were going to beat us militarily. There is absolutely no way that Al Qaeda is going to conquer the United States, decapitate our government, and, cause the United States to stop operating as a country. But what they can do and did do is they can wage a war of ideas through fear. This is what terrorizers do, and they've convinced us to, divest ourselves of our most fundamental and basic rights to privacy, freedom, and, to not be tracked, to all of that stuff. And so basically, we're dishonoring the deaths of all those that went to Iraq or that have fought and bled for this country, as long as the Patriot Act stands, and as long as we allow data brokers and everybody else to just monitor and follow us like lab rats. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't understand why we at the association are the only people that are afraid of this and angered by this. But don't worry, we're not mad.